Hi, I'm Jim Jubak, and welcome to my Hot Money Moves Now video. And this week's Hot Money Move is, well, it's gold, but it's really gold by 747. I find this really extraordinary that there's been news stories this week that Goldman Sachs and a couple of other big New York banks looking at the arbitrage difference between the price of gold in London and the price of gold in New York have basically hired 747s to fly physical gold from London, where it's cheaper, to New York, where it's more expensive. Unless you've got a 747 in your backyard, you probably can't do this trade. But I think it tells you a lot about gold and the general uncertainty in this market. I've already added a gold ETF to my ETFs. I like GLD, which is the S&P gold shares ETF. I think I'm going to try to see whether I can find another one to add to my volatility portfolio. I also own gold mine stocks, but I don't find the mining stocks doing very well right now because of energy and geopolitical uncertainty and all of that. So I would go more for gold. What's interesting to me is that basically, when I was a kid, I watched a movie about Diamond Jim Brady. And one of the events in the big sort of Gilded Age financier, or crook, as we'd call them these days. And one of the episodes in the movie was this before there was a Federal Reserve. And the U.S. government basically had to go to J.P. Morgan himself and say, guys, we really need your help. We're having a currency crisis. Can you physically move gold from New York to the government vaults? And they basically loaded gold on a train and took it down to Washington and averted the crisis. This doesn't feel quite like that. I don't think the federal government is running out of gold. But you don't get this kind of big, really strange move, like flying gold from London to New York, in markets that don't have some underlying, in the pipes kind of infrastructure, a weakness, a potential problem. So I would take this as a sign of, hey, there's stuff going on here that we may not see on the surface, but it's not good, whatever it may be. That's one thing. Second is that I think it gives you an indication that, Goldman's a big trading house, so they're not really sort of much buying gold because they like gold for the long term. They're buying it because they can make a short-term profit. But I think it does give you a sense that gold is trading close to, gold is trading at a high enough price so that I'm not sure you're going to make a whole lot of money on the appreciation of gold stocks. On appreciation of gold, I think that gold will be going up, but you're sure going to be sitting in something that's not very risky. And I think there's a value to being out of risk in a market which is looking very, very risky. So I think this is one of the mutual fund managers who I followed during the early stages of my career used to call these thin reads. Little indicators that you can see that you start to build up a bigger picture about. This, I think, is a thin read that indicates this market is riskier than it looks. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. If you subscribe, which is for free, you get notification when we do our next one. We're doing about 3 a week. If you want more of my free stuff, you can go to my free site. That's jubakpicks.com. 1 or 2 posts a day, 3 portfolios, including a 12 to 18-month portfolio, a 5-year portfolio, and a dividend stock portfolio. Or you can go to my paid site, which has those 3 portfolios. Paid site is called jubakam.com. Those 3 portfolios plus an ETF portfolio and a volatility portfolio and a really long-term portfolio beyond 5 years. You'll find links to those down below. You'll also find a link to my Substack. I moved to Italy in September 2023, now living in Venice. When I moved there, we started a Substack, so you can follow along with our adventures. And that's also for free. It's called We Moved to Italy. You'll find a link to that down below. And maybe the next adventure that we'll be undertaking of interest to you is that tomorrow morning we're taking a little side trip to Pompeii to look at the ruins of the 79 AD eruption of Vesuvius. So thanks very much for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye.